Okay. I know this might be another rant, man. But I need to get it off my chest, Now, I'm sure you guys know I have this multiple WhatsApp groups. So I have a lot of characters over there. Lot of characters. Each one is more unique than the other. Now, I created a particular group where, people who want to just spew hatred and bad words and fight and argue. I created that group. So, like you'll have a member who will be a part of a group of PC gaming or a horror group or a general group or a business group, and then obviously they try to behave very decent and nice over there, but then they have this bottled up rage and anger where they want to shout and fight and argue. And also I created this group where let out all your steam. So now these guys, aggressive bunch, they are there in this group. Now here's the funny thing. The people in this group, they will literally call bad words, or they will abuse you, or they'll use racist terminologies, or they will talk shit about religion or whatever. Means not theirs, other people. The highest number of people, obviously, because I think the population is the highest in the world, is Indians. India's population is billions, so obviously you'll have an Indian everywhere. So the highest number of people in this group are Indians. Now, the funny thing is, these guys are Indians. They will fight with just about anyone. And they will argue with just about anyone. Means, like example, these Indians will talk shit about Pakistanis. They love to talk shit about Pakistanis. Okay? And our Indian Hindus love to talk shit about Muslims, whether it's an Indian Muslim or any other Muslim. Then we have Indian BJP supporters. They will talk shit about all the non-BJP followers. Okay, so this goes on. Now, what was the funny thing that I wanted to tell you is, individually when you talk to them or chat with them, they're really genuine people. Individually when you talk to them, they're very nice people, they're very genuine people. In fact, I chat with some of them. Very nice, I'll tell you. I'll not give you the full name. One guy his name is Avi. Not give you his full name. Another guy is Sat. Just call him the short name. They know who they are. If you talk to them one-to-one, very nice, very genuine, very intelligent, very smart. I really enjoy talking to them. Like, there's one guy, Ro, not his full name. Like, when I talk to them privately, they are so nice. They're so amazing. You learn so much from them. But the minute they are in this group, oh my goodness, they become like some kind of monster. Like, I'll give a small example, okay? The group is just there. All of a sudden, yesterday there was this post. Oh, these Pakistani celebrities are pathetic and it's a shame or something. Pakistani celebrities, something. One Pakistani celebrity said something about he wants women to be in control or something like that. I don't know who's that Pakistani celebrity. So this is an Indian guy who posted there, Pakistani celebrities are shameless, or it's a shame or whatever. So, and there are Pakistanis in my group also. So Pakistanis were quiet. I responded, yes, Indian celebrities are role models. Like Salman Khan running over the people sleeping on the footpath. Like we have great role models like Raj Kundra, who was Shilpa Shetty's husband, involved in porn. He provided opportunity for so many women to earn money. Then we have role models like who is that? Poonam Pandey, she's a OnlyFans female who shows us, Bob's vagin and all that stuff. So we have these great role models. And then we have KK, who's a critic. He's a comedic guy, but he jumps on everyone. And he had this thing with one rap artist who put a song. I can't get his name, man. Kutta or something. Dog. He called this other guy a dog. I don't know what's his name. I don't listen to most of the Indian singers or whatever. So when I give him these examples of Raj Kudra and hey doggy, what do you want? Raj Kudra and Poonam Pandey and all that, this guy became quiet because he knew I had a point. Okay, so then he kept quiet. Now I'll tell you what really got me pissed off to make this video. Okay. Narendra Modi's Facebook page, he has put this photograph of him sitting in an aircraft and doing some work. It was a nice photograph. I thought it came out well. Obviously, he's posing. See, look, for people who post images and videos on social media, it has to go through a process. You have to first plan out what is the shot. Then you have to have the camera guy sit in one place. Then you have to click the photograph, multiple shots. And then you have to look at it at the laptop, make the lighting, shading, filter, everything proper. You have to select the best one. Then you have to put the tagline. And then you have to upload based on the brand image or brand message you want to give. Okay. And people like me who are on social media, we analyze what we put. We don't just put something randomly. Okay, so it's not an accidental photograph. In fact, even when networking events, you get all these celebrity stars, politicians, they'll get their PR manager or their PR team who will tell you, make sure that the photographer's media is here. Make sure that this person who I should shake hands with is here. And make sure that I'm standing in such a way where it gets like Mark Zuckerberg and Narendra Modi, when they were shaking hands, Mark Zuckerberg gave a gift or something to Modi. Modi dragged him and told him to come at the side. You can see that, it's on YouTube. He pulled him aside because he wanted the photograph to come properly. See, I don't have anything against Modi. He's a smart guy. From being a minister of Gujarat, he's become the world's most powerful man for the world's biggest democracy. Kudos to him. He's very intelligent, like reading a book and taking photographs with ducks and meeting people. He's an intelligent guy, okay? Even Arnab Goswami, I don't like his style, but I respect his achievements. I mean, he has created a global brand for himself. He might be the most irritating guy on the planet. He might be talking shit and shouting and saying, but he's making millions of dollars. That is, like, even I may not like Kim Kardashian. I don't watch anything of her stuff or a series and all that, but you have to give credit where credit is due. Okay, fine. So, I admire Modi's thing. Okay, now, after I posted, I said, it's a nice photograph. So, obviously, the other side that doesn't like Modi, they got triggered and they were sharing memes and all that he has copied this pose from one previous guy. Okay, fine, things are going on. When, as I was sharing all this, I found one post of a very disturbing one. A 15-year-old girl was raped by 33 men in India. Okay? Now, for me, I don't mind politics. I don't mind, okay, differences of opinion on small things. But where rape is concerned, where child, a woman, or an innocent person's life is concerned, I don't take it lightly, and I don't like injustice towards children or women. Can't stand that. And I'm not going to look at, did a Hindu rape a Muslim or Muslim raped Hindu? No. I look at them as human beings. So I shared this. It came through in shorts that 33 men raped a 15-year-old girl for the past 8 months. I shared it. And, I put India the rape capital of the world. Now, I know India is not, there's no such thing as rape capital of the world. I'm pretty aware, I'm not dumb. But I knew that it would trigger a response. So obviously we have our Indians who are very nationalistic and who believe India is, and I was mentally prepared for what they would say. And as predicted, because I put that, guys started to put, oh, they showed statistics. The highest rape in the world is happening in USA. Another one, the highest rape in the world is happening in Africa, as per statistics, as per 2018 or whatever. Fine. I told them, I'm an Indian passport holder. I'm interested to know what's happening in India. I don't care what's happening in Uganda or Antarctica. Fine. Now, you remember I told you there are some people who I genuinely like and respect. These guys, they chimed in. And as usual, the most cliche comebacks they can give. Fake news, communist sponsored, or this is anti-Indian or whatever. This is not it. Now, here's the thing. Okay? When anyone says rape happened in India, fake news. When anyone says Hindu raped a Muslim, it's fake news. When anyone says Hindu attacked a masjid or a Muslim, fake news. When they say BJP member is caught doing something illegal, fake news. When Modi has failed, fake news. Now all this is fake news. All this is Pakistan sponsored. All this is Islamic terrorism. All this is the cabal. All this is George Soros. All this is American media or Western media trying to put India down. So all this is fake. Okay? But the minute you get another news like India, Modi achieved success, that's real news. They will not ask you which outlet shared it. Suppose they come, Muslim raped Hindu, that's real news. Muslim attacked Hindu, that's real news. Muslims destroyed temple, that's real news. Pakistan attacks minorities, that's real news. India attacked minorities, that's not real news, that's fake news. So they have this selective switch. If something is positive about Hinduism, positive about BJP, positive about India, it's real news. And to show you that they are fair, they'll say, no, prove me wrong. They will say, prove me wrong, I will accept it. No matter what you show. Like there was this yogi or some guy, bald-headed guy, the check bounced, he issued someone. When I shared this once again, they said it was fake news. And then when the outlets were shared, no, these are sponsored by Congress. So no matter what you do, if you share something, it's fake news. If you share the links, it's either communist or it's Congress. And if you share from international websites, it's the anti-Indian Western media. And if you share it with any other outlet, oh, this is Turkish, they only talk shit about India. Or it's Chinese media. Or it's Pakistani media. Now here's the thing. Then which news do we believe is real news? The answer is only the news that portrays India in a positive light, BJP as perfect, Hinduism as the most loving, caring, greatest religion in the world. Okay, so everything that confirms your bias is good, but rest everything is shit. I really lost it when I'm sharing this thing about a rape of a 15-year-old child. Instead of admitting, yes, we have a fucking problem. Instead of admitting, yes, we have a problem. Oh, rape happens in USA. Okay, and so rape happens in USA. Rape happens in Africa. So does that mean it's okay for rape to happen in India? No, but then why are you highlighting? You should, man, because I'm not a fucking citizen from that country. I don't have a passport from that country. I'm not going to stay in that country. I have vested interests in the country where I belong to, where I have a passport, where I have friends, relatives, people staying there. And maybe one day I'll have to come back to that country. That's a country that I'm focused. Why should I be fucking focused in Turkmenistan or Kazakhstan or Armenia or Uganda or Nigeria? I have nothing. And why we bothered about Pakistan? Why we so obsessed about what Muslims are doing? Why don't we focus on what our country and its people are doing? No. And here's a funny thing. If you mention something bad, it's fake news. But if India wins a cricket match, no, that's correct news. If India is the greatest in this thing, oh, it's correct. And how they manipulate. Like for Sundar Pichai is the CEO of Google. And Satya Nadella is CEO of Microsoft. Oh, he's Indian. Oh, Kamala Harris. Oh, she has Indian roots. Indian. Even though they have dumped their Indian passport and taken American citizenship. Satya Nadella is an American citizen. He's not Indian. Oh, but he's Indian. He was Indian. You see how the connection, they want the pride. They want to feel special. Kamala Harris is fucking never admits that she's Indian. Oh, but her ancestors were Indian. Then what about the serial killers and serial rapists and fraudsters who are cheating India, who are not cheating India, cheating globally, who are wanted all over the world, who have an Indian heritage? Why don't you bring, oh, he's a rapist, he is Indian. Oh, he's a terrorist, his roots are from India. No, you just want to take glory of the good things and feel good. Even though you have not achieved anything, even though you have not done anything, even though you have not contributed in any way to Satya Nadella or Sundar Pichai, oh, he's Indian like me, Indian. Even the cricket match, hey, India, I'm Indian, India. The minute they lose, a bastard bench or teri maa ki, this and that, they'll go. See, when that rape thing was this thing, I immediately told, this is exactly why I don't want my daughter to have an Indian citizenship or passport. Exactly why. And I know many of Indian supporters, nationalists, they'll say, oh, good riddance to bad rubbish, or who the fuck wants. I understand. The feeling is mutual. And I'll tell you why exactly. Now, I'm not trying to say that there is no Indian who's good. There are plenty of Indians who I'm in touch with who have a very balanced opinion. 1 billion, 1 point some billion Indians. All of them are not alike, okay? There are many Indians who share my point of view. There are many Indians who are not like this. But remember, it is not the many Indians who are peaceful. It is the few that cause problem. The reason I don't want my daughter to get an Indian passport or become an Indian, number one, is the hatred between the different states of India. Example, ask a North Indian what he thinks of Kerala. Ask a Keralite what does he think of North India. That's one. Ask a Muslim, Indian Muslim, what does he think of an Indian Hindu. Now remember, I'm not asking you to ask only the peaceful people. Check these WhatsApp groups. Check what is happening to these vigilantes who are, a Muslim guy takes a cow, or this is my mata, this is my mother, and they'll break his leg or they'll kill him for an animal. And if you speak to the Hindu, he'll say, this is my mother, pointing at the cow, or he'll say, this is my God, or this is a holy animal. India is the biggest exporter of beef, one of the biggest. But this is my mother, this is Mata, this is... So a human life, a cow's life, is greater than a human life. That's why sometimes this joke is there. If you're a cow versus you're a woman, as a cow you're much more safer, not as a woman. Now even with regards to rape, just go to YouTube, you don't have to take my word. The guy who raped these girls, and in the most horrific way, they put steel rods in this thing and removed her intestines and all that. Just see their interview. What do they say? Yeah, we had to teach them a lesson. We had to teach these girls a lesson. So good they got raped. Now they learned a lesson. It's unbelievable. It's like if you wear jeans and girls show their belly button, it's vulgar. But you wear a sari and wear it higher up, no, that's acceptable. The hypocrisy is just absolutely amazing and mind-numbing. Now, I told you, states, they hate each other. Religions, these Indians hate each other. And then, if that was not enough, political parties, oh, they absolutely despise each other. And if you try to get into a debate, the most mindless comeback, they will only tell you, this is fake news, Khalistan, communist, sponsored, anti-Indian, Western, Chinese sponsored, Islamist, leftist. So then what, how do you have a discussion, man? So everything I show you, every single thing I show you that goes against your belief is fake news, is communist, is leftist, is everything that doesn't go well with your thinking. But everything that confirms Narendra Modi is good, BJP is great, Hindus are the best, that is true. They'll not even ask you the validity of this information. Now, this is not me trying to bash up all the Hindus or bash up all the BJP supporters. There are guys who I converse with who are BJP supporters, but they also have a very balanced view. There are lots of Hindus and Muslims who get along fine with each other. There are a lot of Indians who don't have a problem with Muslims or Pakistanis. I myself have had so many Indians and Pakistani friends, but this attitude of Indians, this Indian mentality is so sickening. So sickening. It's suffocating. Like I told you, see, individually when I talk to these guys, they are so nice. But the minute they get into this groups and I can't tolerate them. I mean, just think, if you have a child, it's like you have a child, you have a baby. No, my baby can never do anything wrong. My baby is not bad. My baby, no, it's all you, the school, the people. My baby is innocent. My baby is special. My baby is talented. My baby is the greatest. Oh, you prove it to me, prove it to me. And when you bring proof, no, this is fake news. This is not real news. So the child will grow up to be what? A fucking disaster, man. Oof. It is so suffocating. One is a state, hatred of states. One is the hatred of religions. One is this political party. And most important is the safety of women, girls. That's the main reason why I don't want my daughter to be there. I mean, here in Thailand, I've never ever heard till date, a Thai from one state hating a Thai from another state. I've never heard a Thai who's a Buddhist spew hatred against her. Maybe because I don't speak Thai, or maybe I'm not in the group. But I've never heard even my wife say anything bad. They sit together, eat together, talk nicely. They might not like each other for personal differences. Indifference is always there. Personal preferences are always there. But poison like this? I've never seen people hating people so much. And to the point where they're ready to... They just want mass extinction of... Just imagine. Think about what I said. A small girl got raped. Instead of saying that is wrong, instead of saying that to rape a child is wrong, what was the answer? Fake news. Because they care more about their religion, more about their prestige, more about me, my identity, that they'll ignore this. The rape of a child. And that also from an Indian media, they're saying, no, this is fake media. If that is the kind of mentality, better to keep away from such places, cities, individuals, people. I've never been more sick to my stomach than with dealing with our Indian and their Indian mentality itself. That is why, if you have to succeed, you have to stay away from these people. Seriously, let them all be huddled together in their little bubble. For me, I can't take it. That's why I choose to stay away. And I want to be like this. Anyway, just thought I'd share this with you because it was really bugging me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, feel free. Alright, you guys take care. It's me signing off. Ciao.